Have you ever wondered about the lives of older men? Those who reached an age when most women would have already found their forever love and settled down? But these men are still going strong, living their lives independently. Sometimes in houses that echo with memories and sometimes with nobody around to share the silence. Today, we're going to talk about what life is really like for these men. What do they do with their time? How do they deal with the challenges of growing older? And what can we learn from their stories? It's not all quiet nights and empty beds. There's a lot more to these men and their lives than meets the eye. Now let us delve into their world and discover the realities of being an older man in his twilight years. In our society, there's this common idea that having a woman by your side, especially in old age, is the ultimate measure of a fulfilled life. It's like society expects everyone to find their perfect match and live happily ever after. But here's the thing. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Some folks never find that special someone, and that's okay. Not everyone's story is meant to have that chapter. Now, imagine being one of those individuals, an older man nearing the sunset of his life, looking back at a journey that was unique, maybe even a bit different from what society had laid out for him. You've seen a lot of changes, faced numerous challenges, and gained the wealth of experience. Your hair may have turned silver, your steps might be a bit slower, but your mind is as sharp as ever. You've got stories to tell, lessons to share, and dreams that are still waiting to be chased. But along this path, you've often heard the whispers, the sideways glances, the comments about being too old to be alone or not knowing how to keep a woman happy. These words might sting a little, but they don't define you. They don't tell the whole story. So let's take a moment to appreciate these men, the older men who are living life on their own terms, who are finding happiness in their unique journeys. Let's listen to their tales and understand that every life, every story is a valuable chapter in the book of human experience. You know, it is funny because a lot of people look at older men who live alone and think their lives must be so boring. They assume that without a woman around, life must be pretty dull. But here's the thing. Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. And as an older man, I've learned that life can be pretty exciting. Even when you do, you want to have a woman by your side. Take my case. For example, I'm an older man living on my own, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Sure, there are times when I miss having someone to share my life with, but those feelings don't last long. I've got my friends, my hobbies, and a whole lot of life experience that keeps things interesting. One of the great things about being an older man living alone is that you get to set your own pace. You don't have to worry about anyone else's needs or wants. It's just you and your own personal journey. For me, this means doing whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like it. Want to go fishing in the morning? Be there before the sun rises. Feel like taking a nap in the afternoon? Go for it. Want to watch a movie marathon all day? No problem. It's my life, and I get to live it on my own terms. Don't get me wrong. It's not all about selfishness. It's just about having the freedom to do what you want when you want. As an older man, I've earned that freedom. I've worked hard and made sacrifices to get where I am today, and I do plan on wasting it. Life is too short to do everything someone else wants. So if you're an older man watching this, who's still living with someone, maybe it's time to think about setting off on your own adventure. Trust me, it's an experience like no other. You know, living alone isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are definitely some downsides to consider. For one thing, cooking meals can be a bit of a chore, especially when you don't have someone to share the responsibility with. But you know what? It's a great opportunity to learn some new recipes and experiment in the kitchen. Plus, eating alone isn't as bad as some people make it out to be. It gives you a chance to enjoy your food in peace, without any distractions. Just make sure you don't spend too much time on your phone while you eat. It's important to take a break from technology and savor the moment. Then there's the matter of chores like cleaning and home maintenance. But let's be honest, these tasks aren't the most exciting things in the world, but they've got to be done. Why not turn them into a game? Put on some music and dance while you clean or challenge yourself to finish a project before the weekend. It's all about finding ways to make everyday tasks more enjoyable. And then there are the lonely nights when the silence feels deafening. Those times can be tough, but it's important to remember that loneliness isn't always about being physically alone. Sometimes it's just a state of mind. If you're feeling lonely, reach out to your friends, join a club or volunteer in your community. There are plenty of opportunities to meet new people and build connections. Don't let loneliness get the best of you. Take positive steps to nurture your mental well-being. As a wise man once said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Well, that's something to think about. So what do these men do with their time? Well, that's a broad question. Each man has his own story, his own experiences, and his own way of dealing with life. However, we can draw some general conclusions based on the common traits of older men who live alone. For instance, many of them become masters of their own domain, developing very structured routines and schedules. They learn to be independent, taking care of everything from cooking and cleaning to home maintenance and repairs. They become do-it-yourself experts, tackling projects that might seem daunting to others. This sense of independence and self-reliance is a testament to their resilience and adaptability. These men also tend to be surprisingly tough. They've seen their fair share of ups and downs in life, and have learned to deal with whatever comes their way. They're not easily deterred by obstacles, and they know how to pick themselves up when they fall. Another common trait among older men living alone is their resourcefulness. They make the most of what they have, whether it's their time, energy, or limited space. They value their independence and freedom, and are willing to work hard to maintain it. However, it's important to acknowledge that not all older men living alone fit into these categories. Each person is unique and has their own story, their own struggles, and their own triumphs. Some older men may choose to live alone due to personal circumstances, while others may prefer the companionship of their pets over human relationships. As a society, it's important to recognize and respect the choices older men make, regardless of whether they live alone or in a relationship. Instead of judging or stigmatizing them, we should celebrate their resilience, adaptability, and resolve. These are valuable qualities that can serve us well in all aspects of life. Being an older man living alone is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be a wonderful experience filled with freedom, flexibility, and the opportunity to pursue your own interests. It's a chance to reflect on your life, the choices you've made, and the impact you've had on the world. It's a time to relax, enjoy your golden years, and savor the wisdom and knowledge you've accumulated over the years. While there may be some challenges along the way, such as dealing with loneliness or facing health issues, these are not unique to this group of men. Every person faces their own struggles and adversities in life, but it's how we choose to deal with them that truly matters. It is important to start this discussion by acknowledging that every man's journey is unique and influenced by a myriad of factors. The absence of a female partner in an older man's life doesn't automatically translate into a specific set of circumstances or experiences. However, there are common threads that can be found among many older gentlemen who navigate life solo, and it's these threads we aim to uncover in this video. As we embark on this exploration, let's remember that our intention isn't to generalize or stereotype. Rather, we want to shed light on the diverse realities that exist within this group and offer a platform for understanding and empathy. So join us in celebrating the strength, resilience, and unique experiences of older men living alone without a woman. Their stories are not just interesting, they're a testament to the beautiful complexity of the human experience. On the other hand, solitude often encourages deep reflection. They spend more time reminiscing about their youth, their triumphs, their failures, and even their losses. From this reflection comes wisdom that younger generations can learn from. Another truth is that many older men without partners find joy in the simplest things. Sitting on the porch, enjoying a warm cup of tea, or having a short conversation with neighbors can be enough to bring them genuine happiness. This contentment stems from a life well lived, a life full of experiences that have taught them the value of simplicity and the beauty of everyday moments. These older men understand that happiness isn't something that needs to be chased or bought, but rather something that can be found in the quiet corners of life. The sunrise, a good book, or the company of friends can fill their day with enough joy to keep them content. They don't need expensive gifts or fancy dinners to feel loved. They've learned that the most valuable gifts are often the simplest ones, like a helping hand from a neighbor or the warmth of a genuine smile. For instance, imagine an older gentleman sitting on his porch sipping a cup of tea. He's not thinking about what he doesn't have, the absence of a female companion. Instead, he's content in his solitude, enjoying the warmth of the tea and the beauty of the day. Maybe he watches children playing nearby or listens to birds singing in the trees. In that moment, he's at peace with himself and his surroundings. He has found joy in the simplicity of the present moment and doesn't feel the need to chase happiness elsewhere. This contentment is a hard-earned wisdom that comes from a life fully lived. It is a testament to the fact that happiness isn't something that depends on one's relationship status or the presence of a partner. It's a state of mind that can be cultivated through appreciating the beauty of everyday life. Another aspect of their lives is that many older men find companionship in their community, their church, or social groups. They understand that while romantic love is powerful, it's not the only form of love that can enrich their lives. Instead, they seek out platonic relationships that bring them joy and support. Let's take, for example, an older gentleman named Henry. Henry is a regular at his local church. Every Sunday he sits in the same pew, his Bible open, and his heart receptive to the sermon. But for Henry, the church isn't just a place of worship. It's also a place of community. After the service, he lingers a while, chatting with friends, sharing stories, and enjoying the fellowship. He might discuss the sermon over coffee, debating the points made with a twinkle in his eye, or he might simply reminisce about old times, sharing funny anecdotes that leave his friends in stitches. These moments of camaraderie are precious to Henry. They remind him that while his life may have changed and perhaps become simpler, he's still deeply connected to a community of people who care about him. The bonds he's forged over the years run deeper than blood. They're the ties that bind him to a life filled with purpose, meaning, and most importantly, friendship. These friendships don't diminish the significance of romantic love, but they do enrich Henry's life in a different way. They're a constant source of comfort, joy, and support. And as Henry looks back on his life, he knows that his journey, though perhaps solitary, has been anything but lonely. Wisdom and acceptance are two qualities that often come to the forefront of the lives of older men living alone without a woman. As they navigate the later chapters of their lives, they tend to accept their circumstances with grace and understanding. They've seen enough of life to know that happiness isn't a constant state, but a collection of moments, big and small, that make up the tapestry of existence. Take, for instance, an older gentleman named Thomas who lives alone in a cozy cottage. Thomas has accepted his solitude. He understands that his journey through life hasn't always been smooth, but he wouldn't trade his experiences for the world. His wrinkles are a testament to the smiles and laughter he's shared, the lines on his forehead etching the memories of challenges overcome. He looks back at his life with a sense of pride and gratitude. He's witnessed historical events, felt the pulse of a changing world, and loved with all his heart. Now, sitting in his quiet cottage, he finds solace in the silence. He reads books, tending to his garden, finding beauty in the simple act of nurturing life. He might whistle a tune, lost in the rhythm of nature's symphony. In his solitude, Thomas finds peace. He's learned to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, understanding that each day is a gift to be cherished. His life, though perhaps unconventional, is a beacon of wisdom and acceptance. He is a living example of how one can find joy and meaning even in the quietest of corners, proving that age is just a number in wisdom, a treasure to be cherished. Another truth is that older men who live alone without a woman often have a strong sense of self. They've lived long enough to know that they are capable of handling whatever life throws at them. They don't need anyone to lean on because they know they can rely on themselves. Picture an older gentleman named Samuel fixing a loose floorboard in his home. He's not bothered by the task. Instead, he sees it as an opportunity to use his skills and knowledge to improve his living space. For Samuel, tasks like this are not daunting. They're a part of life. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty or tackle a challenging project. He knows that with a little patience and effort, he can fix anything that needs fixing. This sense of self-reliance didn't come overnight. It was cultivated over a lifetime of experiences. Samuel has faced challenges before and emerged stronger each time. He's learned that problems are just temporary setbacks on the path to success. He understands that true strength comes not from avoiding difficulties, but from facing them head-on. With a calm demeanor and a clear mind, Samuel tackles the task at hand. He doesn't wait for anyone to come and help him. He knows that he's capable of doing it himself. In doing so, he reaffirms his independence and reinforces his belief in his own abilities. For Samuel and many others like him, self-reliance is more than just a virtue. It's a way of life. It's the cornerstone of their existence, allowing them to navigate life with confidence and dignity. One of the realities of life for older men living alone without a woman is that they often have to be resourceful. They might need to learn how to cook simple meals, do their own laundry, or handle basic home repairs. They might also need to find ways to stay active and engaged, such as joining a gym or taking up a new hobby. Imagine an older gentleman named William preparing one of his favorite meals. He's not daunted by the task. Instead, he enjoys the process of chopping vegetables, seasoning the dish, and watching it come together on the stove. For William, cooking is more than just a chore. It's a chance to nourish his body and soul. He understands that eating well is essential to feeling good, both physically and mentally. So he takes pride in the meals he prepares. He knows that each ingredient he adds to the dish contributes to the final flavor and texture. He understands the importance of balance in a meal and makes sure to include all the necessary components. William's resourcefulness doesn't stop at cooking. It extends to all areas of his life. He's handy around the house, able to fix most things with a few tools and a bit of know-how. He's also active in his community, volunteering his time and energy to causes he believes in. For William, resourcefulness is more than just a necessity. It's a way of life. It's a testament to his ability to adapt and thrive in any situation. And finally, another truth is that many older men who live alone without a woman have a deep appreciation for their freedom. They've lived a full life, raised families, and pursued careers. Now they enjoy the chance to do whatever they want without having to consider anyone else's needs. Picture an older gentleman named James, sitting in his favorite armchair reading a book. He's not just reading the words on the page. He's lost in the story, enjoying the adventure and the characters. For James, reading is more than just a pastime. It's a journey into different worlds and perspectives. He loves the fact that he can pick up a book and be transported to another time and place. He also values the solitude that reading provides. It allows him to focus on the story and fully immerse himself in the experience. For James, this freedom to pursue his interests and hobbies is a precious commodity. He's worked hard throughout his life, and now he's reaping the rewards. He can spend his days however he pleases, whether it's reading, fishing, or traveling. He doesn't have to ask anyone for permission or make compromises. He's free to do what he wants, when he wants, and that's a feeling that he cherishes. James's appreciation for his freedom extends to other areas of his life as well. He doesn't feel the need to conform to society's expectations or to live according to anyone else's rules. He's comfortable in his own skin, and he's not afraid to express himself. He might wear what he wants, listen to whatever music he likes, and speak his mind freely. For James, freedom is more than just a political ideal. It's a way of life. It's the foundation on which he's built his existence, allowing him to live authentically and pursue his dreams without constraints. In conclusion, the lives of older men living alone without a woman are a testament to the adaptability and resilience of the human spirit. They've navigated the complexities of life, shouldered responsibilities, and accumulated wisdom along the way. Their stories, though diverse, offer a collective portrait of strength, resourcefulness, and acceptance. They show us that one doesn't need a conventional family structure to lead a fulfilling life. Instead, they embrace alternative sources of companionship, happiness, and fulfillment. They find joy in simplicity, cherish their freedom, and navigate life with a deep sense of self-reliance and acceptance. Their journeys are a reminder that happiness isn't a destination, but a series of moments that make up the tapestry of existence. Still, the longing for companionship remains. They may miss the comforting sound of a woman's voice in the house or the little acts of care they once received. This longing makes them value love and togetherness even more. However, they understand that finding new love later in life can be challenging. For them, it's not about physical intimacy, but about emotional connection. The desire to share their remaining years with someone special is strong, but they know it might not happen. So instead, they cherish the memories they've made in the past and focus on making the most of the present. They try to stay busy. While some may dream of spending their twilight years with a partner, others find contentment in simply living each day to the fullest. For instance, hobbies like fishing become more than just a pastime. They're a way to connect with nature and find peace. Gardening transforms into an activity that brings joy and a sense of accomplishment. And cooking becomes an art form where each meal is a masterpiece. Their emotional well-being is another important factor. Living alone can sometimes bring loneliness, but many fight it by staying active, whether through community involvement, social activities, or hobbies they truly enjoy. Volunteering at local organizations allows them to give back to society while also meeting new people. Attending community events keeps them connected to the neighborhood and its people. Staying active in social clubs or groups based on their interests ensures they spend their time with like-minded individuals. And when it comes to hobbies, the options are endless. Some older men find joy in playing golf or bowling, while others prefer activities like birdwatching or collecting. Regardless of the hobby, it provides a sense of purpose and a chance to socialize. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Even though these men seem content on the outside, there could be hidden emotions brewing beneath the surface. Despite their best efforts to stay positive, some may still struggle with feelings of loneliness or isolation. As the years pass and their circle of friends dwindles due to retirement or health issues, they may find themselves yearning for deeper companionship. Additionally, physical ailments like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, or Alzheimer's disease can cast a shadow over their lives, causing anxiety or fear about the future. Moreover, financial concerns may arise as they face unexpected expenses or fluctuating income. Lastly, they might grapple with existential questions about life, death, and their legacy, leading to introspection and contemplation about their life choices and contributions to the world. So despite their seemingly content exteriors, these older men living alone without a woman may harbor a multitude of complex emotions that influence their thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. It is crucial to recognize and address these emotions to ensure they receive the support and care they need to thrive in their later years. They focus on health. While some older men may choose to live alone due to personal preference or circumstances, it doesn't mean they're immune to the challenges of aging. In fact, they often prioritize their health more than most. After all, they're solely responsible for managing their own well-being. Whether it's through regular exercise, a balanced diet, or routine checkups, these men take proactive steps to maintain their physical and mental health. They understand that being alone comes with unique health risks, such as social isolation, which can negatively impact both body and mind. Therefore, they go the extra mile to avoid such pitfalls by staying active, eating well, and seeking medical attention when needed. They don't let their circumstances get them down and instead focus on what they can control: their health. They stay socially active. Another aspect of their lives is staying socially active. Even though they may not have a partner, they still crave human interaction and companionship. They might not rely on a spouse for emotional support anymore, but that doesn't mean they're not open to forming new connections. For them, maintaining a social life is essential for their well-being. They understand that social interaction helps combat loneliness, reduces stress, and provides a sense of belonging, so they actively seek out opportunities to connect with others. This could involve joining clubs or groups based on their interests, volunteering in their communities, or simply staying in touch with friends and family. For some, technology plays a vital role in maintaining connections, bridging the physical distance and bringing loved ones closer together. Online platforms allow them to communicate effortlessly, sharing moments and creating lasting memories despite the miles. However, for others, nothing beats face-to-face interaction. They cherish in-person visits from friends and family, savoring the opportunity to create new memories and strengthen bonds over shared experiences. No matter the method, staying socially active is a priority for these men. It's a testament to their resilience and adaptability, proving that companionship can be found in various forms as they navigate the journey of life. On their own, they're financially independent. Being alone means taking charge of everything, including finances. These men learn to manage their money wisely, paying bills on time and planning for emergencies. They understand that they are solely responsible for their financial well-being, and that motivates them to make smart decisions. While some may have built considerable wealth over the years, others might live more modestly. Regardless, they all share one thing in common. They value financial stability. They know that unexpected expenses can arise, and they're prepared to handle them without relying on anyone else. These men have developed strong money management skills, allowing them to live comfortably without worrying about financial strain. They're emotionally resilient. Many older men have reached the stage of life where they've accumulated significant life experience. They've navigated various challenges and come out stronger on the other side. As a result, They possess a level of emotional resilience that enables them to cope with life's ups and downs without breaking. They understand that life is unpredictable and that setbacks are inevitable. Instead of dwelling on negative emotions, they choose to focus on solutions. They've learned to accept the things they cannot change and have developed a positive mindset that helps them overcome any obstacle. Their emotional strength is a testament to their ability to adapt and persevere in the face of adversity. They serve as an inspiration to younger generations, demonstrating that emotional resilience is a valuable asset in navigating the complexities of life. When you live alone, you learn to take care of yourself. These men are no strangers to doing their own housework, cooking their own food, and looking after their own needs. They don't need anyone to do things for them because they can do it all themselves. This self-sufficiency stems from years of experience living independently. They've learned to rely on themselves and their abilities, and it's a trait that has served them well throughout their lives. As a result, they approach life with a sense of confidence and self-reliance that is admirable. They don't let their circumstances define them, and they continue to strive for independence and self-sufficiency, proving that age is just a number. They're content with their lives. They've lived long enough to see both the best and worst of life. They've experienced joy, sorrow, love, and loss, and they wouldn't trade it for anything. They understand that life is a journey filled with ups and downs, and they've learned to embrace it all. Now, as they look back on their lives, they feel a sense of contentment, knowing that they've lived life on their own terms. They may not have had it all, but they had something far more valuable, the freedom to make their own choices. They've traveled the world, met amazing people, and created unforgettable memories. They've learned from their mistakes and grown from their experiences, and they wouldn't trade it for anything. What life is really like for older men, living alone without a woman. As we grow older, our lives can take many turns, some expected and some not so much. For some men, it becomes a reality to live alone, whether by choice or by circumstance, especially as they reach their golden years. But what does life really look like for these men? What are their experiences, challenges, and perspectives? It's time to explore this often overlooked aspect of aging and discover the stories that unfold. We all know how it goes. The old saying, "A man is only as old as he feels." While it may sound like a cliché, it holds a profound truth about aging. How we perceive our age and how we choose to live our lives are entirely up to us. So let's talk about it. What do you think life is like for older men who live alone without a woman? If you ask anyone about their views on life as an older man living alone, they might share with you their opinions based on societal norms or personal biases. However, the reality can be vastly different and incredibly insightful. These men often possess a unique perspective on life that comes with age, experience, and a certain amount of solitude. One of the most significant aspects of their lives is their strength in the face of change. As we age, we are faced with numerous physical, emotional, and social changes. Some embrace these changes, while others struggle to adapt. But generally, older men who have lived through various life stages and faced numerous challenges develop a remarkable strength of character. They learn to accept life's ups and downs with grace and resilience, understanding that change is the only constant in life. They have seen enough seasons of life to know that good times and bad times will pass, and so they don't let the temporary dictate their overall outlook. A great example of this can be seen in how they deal with the loss of loved ones. Losing someone close to us is one of the most difficult experiences anyone can go through. However, older men who have lived full lives understand that death is a natural part of life. They have likely experienced the loss of friends, family members, or even spouses over the years. In these moments of grief, they draw upon their well of life experience and their capacity for empathy. They understand that pain will subside with time, making space for cherished memories and the enduring power of love. In many cases, these men find solace in sharing their grief with younger generations, helping them navigate their own feelings of loss and reminding them of life's preciousness. In the same way, when facing the loss of their own independence as they age, older men who live alone without a woman learn to adapt and persevere. As they grow older, they may encounter health issues or physical limitations that make it difficult for them to perform daily tasks or maintain their active lifestyle. Instead of succumbing to despair, they summon the strength they've cultivated throughout their lives and find ways to overcome these challenges. They might explore alternative living arrangements, utilize assistive devices, or lean on the support of their communities, whatever the situation. They face their changing needs with dignity and resolve, recognizing that life's journey is not over, merely taking on a different path. But it's not just about weathering life's storms. Older men who live alone without a woman also possess a remarkable strength in pursuing their passions and dreams. They have the advantage of a lifetime of experiences that have shaped their interests and desires. Maybe they've always wanted to travel the world, learn a new language, or pick up a creative hobby like painting or writing. With fewer responsibilities and more time on their hands, they are finally able to pursue these dreams. They become living examples of the saying, age is just a number proving that it's never too late to follow your passions. The strength of these men extends beyond their ability to endure and adapt. It also manifests in their wisdom and insight. A life well lived is filled with lessons learned and challenges overcome. And these men have accumulated a wealth of knowledge and experience that younger generations can benefit from. They become a source of wisdom for those around them, sharing their hard-earned lessons and offering guidance to those seeking it. Younger individuals often turn to these older men for advice, knowing that their words are born from authenticity and a deep understanding of life's complexities. It's important to note that the strength we're discussing is not a stoic, unemotional resilience. Rather, it's a balanced approach to life that acknowledges both the joys and sorrows, the successes and failures that make us human. These men understand that true strength comes not from suppressing emotions, but from embracing the full spectrum of human experience. They recognize that vulnerability, compassion, and empathy are just as vital as fortitude and determination. Now, let's talk about a quality that emerges from their strength, which is their ability to inspire. The mere existence and resilience of these men can be inspiring in itself. Watching someone navigate the challenges of aging with grace and dignity can be a powerful motivator for younger generations. Their stories remind us that life is unpredictable and precious,